Hey, I'm Tommy. So I like to review lights, cameras, microphones, and show people how to make better videos and stuff on my channel. And of course, I've been doing that for a while now. Now, companies sometimes contact me and ask me if I want to review stuff. Sometimes I accept if it's related to my channel. Now, a company contacted me and they said they have this device, this tool, that will spoof your phone's GPS for you. So make your phone think you're somewhere else. Now let's go back to 3 years ago when I started my YouTube channel, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, so I just kind of made content around anything that was interesting to me. And Pokemon Go had just come out. You know, I figured, yeah, I'd like to play this game, but I don't want to have to walk around to do it. So I figured out how to hack the GPS on my iPhone with Xcode, and then I published that, and that video got, I think, more views than any other video than I've ever published on YouTube. It got like over 500,000 views. And people still watch it all the time. And in fact, I think that's one of the reasons this company contacted me, is because back then I made a little series on how to actually hack the GPS on, various different methods, which is all points back to the same thing of you have to plug your phone into your computer, use Xcode, and then you hack it that way. But one of the most frequently asked questions I still get asked on that series of videos today is, can you do it without a computer? Or do you have to plug into a computer to do this? And of course, a big portion of my subscribers in the past were from the GPS hacking stuff, so I make this one for you guys. So this company from China found those videos and asked me if I wanted to review their thing. It's a little device that hacks your GPS for you. But then a couple days later, another company with a different name, this one was GFaker, which sent me this one. They sent me an email saying, hey, we cut this thing that hacks your GPS. Do you want to review it? And I was like, well, another company already sent me a thing. How is it different? And they're like, well, what is the thing? So I sent them a picture of it, and they're like, oh yeah, that's all made by the same factory. It's the same exact thing. One factory in China makes all of these things. And they're like, well, we also have another thing that is a Bluetooth version of that same thing. Do you want to review that one? And I was like, well, sure, why not? I'll compare them. So it turns out all of these GPS hacking dongle devices are made by the same company, so there's no point in reviewing two of the same thing. But I can show you how they work, what they do, and if there's any advantage to either version of them, and where to get them. So the way these things work, first off, if you're familiar with the Xcode hack that I did, back in the day, that still works. You plug your phone into a computer, a Mac, and then you load up Xcode. Then you basically register it as a development device, and then you have access to a suite of development tools, which will then let you spoof your GPS. It's pretty simple. And the only reason it's worked is because I had because you have to plug into a computer to verify it. But the clever thing with these things, these little devices, is instead of having to plug into a computer, what they do is you go to, so after you buy one, they send you a link, and this other one sends you a link and a password to a web page, and you basically bookmark that web page because it's constantly updated. And then there's a link on that page that you click on to download an enterprise app. Enterprise apps are different than regular apps. So you'll click on the link, and then it will ask you if you want to install this weird app called SSSS. Why they just named it 4 S's, I don't know, and I don't really care. But anyways, you install this app, and then you have to go into your general settings, certificates, whatever the certificate name is at that time. It constantly changes, and I'll explain that in a second. And then you trust that certificate. So the reason that certificate always changes is because basically what this Chinese company did is every time Apple identifies their certificate is not being used for life insurance or whatever the heck it says at that particular time, this company, their certificate gets blacklisted or revoked, and then they have to register a new company. So this company has streamlined the process of registering enterprises with Apple, and then they spin up a new enterprise app right away, and then they update the link to the enterprise app and the certificate on the related web pages that you have already bookmarked. So once you try and open this SSS app, then it'll say the certificate is, not valid or something. But what's happened in my experience is by the time I notice that the certificate is not valid, I open that app, I'll go back to the bookmarked webpage, and then I'll just re-download the SSS app, and I'll go back to the certificates, trust it, and then it works just fine. So that's kind of how they got around that. And this dongle, this device, is how they're getting around the requirement to plug into a computer, because it's acting as the Xcode party to enable the development tools in order to spoof the GPS or simulate the GPS on your iPhone. So now that we've got the whole technical stuff out of the way, let me show you exactly how it works. Now, I would show you a screen recording of this, but I want you to see the device being plugged in and whatnot. So I'm just gonna record my screen with my camera here. Anyways, you go to your bookmarked page, and this one is behind a password, and they'll send that to you after you buy it. You should see a link here that says click to install. You click that, and then you'll get prompted. gfaker.com would like to install SSSS. Click install. And then back on your home screen, you should see the app starting to install. And that should take just a couple minutes. So while that's installing, what I like about the Lightning port edition is you plug it in, and then it's also got an additional Lightning port and a headphone jack on the bottom, so you can use it to, listen to headphones with your headphone jack, and also still charge your iPhone with the Lightning port. But if you didn't want your Lightning port to be taken up, or you had some special dock or something, that's when I would recommend using the Bluetooth edition. And that one, you just plug into any USB port. I personally just plug it into one of the old USB chargers that I have for one of my many iPhones that I've gone through over the years. And then I just plug that one into the wall. And then if you just want to play, with your GPS while you're sitting at home or whatever, this will always be turned on because it's plugged into the wall, like next to your couch or your bed or something. So both of them are really interesting. This one's kind of cool if you don't have a spare USB port laying around somewhere. This one's really cool because you still have access to your original Lightning port and you don't have another dongle hanging off of it while you're using it. But for this, so anyways, the app has now installed here, and if you click on it, you'll see it says Untrusted Enterprise Developer. And so you go over to your settings, go to General, and then you'll have this new device management setting, China Telecom System something. Last time I think it said life insurance or something like that. Anyways, click Trust. And now you've got the app open, so you can open it up. And it's gonna say use your location, always allow, and send notifications, allow, and then agree. So now it says plug in device and please wait. So take your dongle or your USB one, just connect to it over USB. I'll show you both, but right now I'm just gonna do the plug-in dongle. Boom. And then it says alert, iOS 13 has restrictions. So basically, here you are. After you've plugged in the dongle, you will have an interface that lets you move your position around. It's a really simple lock position button here. Let's open up Maps. So here's where it says I currently am at. I'll just click the arrow button. Go over here, lock position. And you see the map is flying. It's going wherever you tell yourself to go. Really handy way to move your GPS. One of my favorite features about how this thing works is there's also a motion mode, which is kind of like those games where you have to balance the ball on the center of the screen. And that will let you move your GPS by tilting. Let's get close. So basically you just tilt it where you want the GPS icon to go. Pretty handy. My personal favorite about how this thing works though is we've got a multi-point node tracking thing here, so you can just add a whole bunch of different nodes. And then just click go. And then it's gonna ask you how fast do you wanna go? Do you wanna walk? Do you wanna be driving in a car? You can average, change the average speed. There's a whole bunch of different settings to customize how it actually works. This would be really interesting if you wanted to draw an interesting picture with one of those running apps. Anyways, click start. And then it will, let's just go over to the map and watch it happen. So it looks just like real GPS, it's tells you exactly where you are on the thing. It's such a very, very handy tool for any GPS related applications, especially for if you're developing a GPS application. Here we go, so my GPS is in this location now. If I unplug it, it's just gonna leave my GPS wherever it last was. It's gonna say device not connected. And then that means you either need to reconnect this thing or your Bluetooth has died and you need to reconnect via Bluetooth. Just plug it back in and you're fine. You didn't teleport back to your original location or anything. Very handy, very, very useful tool for if you're developing some type of GPS application. Anyways, this one here with the actual lightning port and headphone jack, I think this one's about $200, and the Bluetooth one is about $240. And I've got a coupon code in the description, which will just be Tommy, and that should save you, a few bucks. Should save you like 10% or something like that. For this Bluetooth one, I'm actually just gonna plug it into a battery bank. So you can see the Bluetooth thing started going, saying device not connected. If we go to settings, Bluetooth. This one is called GPS Loader 08, I think, on mine anyways. As soon as you connect to it, lock position, you have your interface back. So there, the Bluetooth thing works exactly the same as the lightning port dongle. Both very useful devices. So yeah, this one was from GFaker, this one was from iTeleporter Pro, but GFaker sells all the different versions of the GPS spoofer dongles, Bluetooth and Lightning. And you'll also get a better price from GFaker because I have a discount code with them. So yeah, there's a link to these in the description of the video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If it stops working at any point or after iOS gets updated, I will leave a pinned comment in this video to direct you to either further instructions or how to fix it or whatever. I don't necessarily love making videos about all the GPS stuff because, YouTube just doesn't really like variety content. So if you like video production stuff and reviews about crazy expensive lights and things like that, hit subscribe and watch those videos. Give me a thumbs up and all that YouTube nonsense. Or if you just like the way my face looks, you can subscribe then and you'll see that more often. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.